and welcome to the video newsletter brought to you by Coltronics of Richland Center. This is Joe Kelch, and today with us, associate producer Pat Olson. Pat and I will be introducing the show today, and we want to remind you once again it's at 2 o'clock each Tuesday Eastern Time on the same satellite. The agenda today is quite a varied one. We're going to be talking about our regional offices. We're going to take a tour of a stainless steel manufacturing plant. We're going to be discussing our stainless steel dishes in detail. We have a bargain corner that we'll be bringing to you on a regular basis. And we're going to unveil a Trans 10 antenna, a really big item. And we're going to talk about something that's free. Technician's Corner is also on the agenda, and we have a lot to say about many other things. But first, Pat?
We'd like to unveil our Coltronics Trans 10 antenna. It's all new and a born winner.
Quality, performance, and strength, and all at a highly competitive price. It's the all-new Trans 10 Mesh by Coltronics. Engineered for maximum durability and reflective surface, the Trans 10 is also extremely easy to look at. It has a baked acrylic thermoset black finish that gives it that low luster appeal. Aesthetically speaking, the Trans 10 is not just another beautiful face, it's got plenty of other qualities to back it up. The extra strength hub is parabolically formed to maximize signal strength. Like the keystone of a great building, the hub is engineered of 3/16" prime steel and measures a solid 14.5 inches in diameter. The ribs are made of superior strength tubular 16-gauge steel encased in poly-trans vinyl, especially formulated for the satellite industry. The end result? Solid strength, at the same time minimizing the size of the ribbing. Now this avoids the bulky appearance of so many mesh antennas. The poly-trans vinyl ribs of the Trans 10, in another innovative feature, have full half-inch unobstructed mesh retaining channels. The mesh panels slide smoothly into place, simply and surely, making for fast assembly time and snug positioning. Another bonus, better retention of the panels in high wind areas, and maximum reflector signal with no gaps in the reflective area. It's a distinct advantage over other mesh designs. High gain means better performance. The Trans 10 has an outer rim of rigid extruded aluminum anchored securely to the ribs and center hub to form a solid framework for the panels. The mesh panels themselves are of expanded flattened aluminum with a 1.040 thickness and 0.045 strand width. The mesh in all exposed frame parts have a baked acrylic thermoset finish. All antenna hardware is plated for weather protection. The new Trans 10 antenna features a Nova polar mount with greasable self-aligning bearings. They reduce wear of the pivot points to an absolute minimum. The mount also has a 4-inch by 4-inch box tubing for the elevation beam. The Trans 10 mount also has an infinitely adjustable declination offset to optimize the trackability of the system regardless of geographic location. Compare this mount with other mounts that you see on the market, and you'll find that the difference will be very apparent. The Trans 10, with its 10-foot diameter, has a deep dish design for maximum gain, a focal length of 44 13/16 inches, and an FD ratio of 0.375. The Trans 10 is UPS shippable anywhere in this country with a weight of 155 pounds for easy handling. Without a doubt, the Trans 10 by Coltronics is destined to be the front runner in the industry, the ultimate mesh antenna design, because it has quality, performance, and eye appeal.
Calltronics is proud to announce we are now distributors for quality Luxor products. We here at Calltronics are delighted to now offer the great line of Luxor equipment and to provide a service center for those products. For more information, call our 800 numbers. The Nova M120 mesh antenna, it's new, and Calltronics is happy to introduce it here. It's a new concept in satellite antenna design. Simple, clean lines with easy-to-install panels. Just 1 hour for assembly. UPS shippable anywhere in the U.S. Precision die formed with extruded ribs for parabolic accuracy. The M120 is a full 10-foot dish for maximum gain with an FD ratio of 0.28 and a full 5-year limited warranty. The lightweight of 165 pounds permits simple rooftop installations. Built solid and tough with a survival wind load of 120 miles per hour thanks to its 70% open area. It comes in black or aluminum. You'll be looking through it in your neighborhood soon. The M120 joins the Calltronics line of celebrated stainless steel antennas. The Nova SS Series, 66, 90, and 112. All are one-piece, smooth as silk, non-corrosive, extremely durable, and all have a 10-year warranty. For more information, call our 800 numbers. To help celebrate the new products, Calltronics is offering a sweepstakes, and you may be the winner. The prize is a complete satellite system. On a 3x5-inch card or plain piece of paper, print your name, address, and phone number. Then indicate whether you're a dealer or consumer by printing dealer or consumer on the card. That's all. Send the entry to Calltronics, Box 637, Richland Center, Wisconsin, 53581. The sweepstakes top prize, the satellite TV system, will include a rich black M120 mesh antenna, a quality Luxor 9550 receiver, coupled with a Luxor 9534 actuator for effortless satellite selection. 2 Luxor remote eyes to give you complete command of satellite and channel selection from 3 locations in your home. Also included, a 100-degree Avantech low-noise amplifier and a P1 Polarotor by Chaparral. The Luxor 9550 receiver has a built-in Chaparral Polarotor control and modulator for vertical and horizontal polarization, signal strength LED display, stereo matrix, and direct systems with narrow and wide band deviation. Low threshold for video excellence, plus Dolby dynamic noise reduction and a 2-to-1 audio expander. It helps make this a quality system, and it's the prize in the Calltronics sweepstakes. This offer is void where prohibited by law. Shipping, delivery charges, and taxes are not included in the offer. Enter today to be eligible to enjoy a beautifully efficient Calltronics satellite receiving system by Christmas. Deadline for entry is December 1st, 1984, when the drawing will be held. But enter today. Great products. Great opportunities. Another reason to depend on Calltronics for quality antenna systems.
Good afternoon. For those of you dealers who have not had an opportunity to try out the Gemini 1500 hydraulic actuator, we're going to offer you a special deal. The price that's listed in the blue flyer, you can discount that by 10%. Call up one of the numbers to try one out.
During today's show, distributors of Calltronics will be brought to your attention periodically. We'd like to keep that in mind, and also we'd like to show you some of the regional offices. And
they are Calltronics Rocky Mountain. That's located in Boulder, Colorado. You can call the manager, Peter Beeman, at 303-530-3422. Also in the West, Calltronics West in Las Vegas, Nevada. You can call manager Rudy De La Paz at phone 702-362-5816. Or in the Southeast, it's Marietta, Georgia. You can contact manager Ron Cockcroft at phone 404-955-6682.
Satellite Antenna Systems Incorporated, Houston, Texas, 713-680-9900.
Home Satellite Systems, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-372-5932.
Go Satellite Incorporated, San Marcos, California, 619-744-7334.
Movie Magic Satellite, Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, 519-542-1942.
Welcome to the world of satellite TV opportunities, the marketing techniques magazine for satellite television that reviews the latest technology and introduces you to people you should know.
Satellite TV Opportunities is the marketing techniques magazine for satellite TV dealers. Our single purpose is to help dealers increase their sales and their profits through improved marketing techniques.
Call today for your subscription to success. 1-800-922-2812. Satellite TV Opportunities Magazine.
Our Technicians Corner today will deal with programming a Luxor. Here's Dale Davenport.
Today I'm going to run through the programming of a Luxor system. I have here the Luxor 9534 actuator control and the Luxor 9550 receiver. Now the first thing that one should do is to thoroughly read the instructions. I'd say 80% or better of the problems I see are caused by improper setup, which could have been avoided if the customer had just read the instructions. Now I have everything set up outside, the system is tracking, I have everything wired, and I'm ready to program this system. Besides reading the instructions, one should have available a listing of all the satellite services. This can be obtained from any of your sat guides or channel guides or any of these. Okay, now the first thing I want to do is program the Luxor receiver. Since I know the system is tracking, I'm going to choose a channel which is easily recognized on SATCOM 3 because I want to find SATCOM 3. I choose 11. It's MTV. It's very easily recognizable. And I go east and west. I will go eastward because I know that I am slightly east of SATCOM 3. Okay, I move the actuator control until I find SATCOM 3. Okay, I now have pictures for SATCOM 3. Now I will start out by programming from the bottom end on up. Dial up channel 1. Initially, you will get nothing but snow. We have the two tuning buttons on the front of the Luxor 9550. The left one will tune downwards, and the right one will tune upwards. Now I will go down below all the channels until I have nothing but snow. Okay, I then start coming up, and I know that the first channel I hit will be either 1 or 2, depending on which polarity I'm on. Okay, I find the first channel I hit and verify that it is Nickelodeon. So I know that I am on channel 1. I tune for my best picture and hit the store button. This is done with the AFC off. Okay, I now have stored the position of channel 1. I flip up to channel 3, go down. Initially I will be in between all of the channels. Okay, I am below them now. I start coming up. The first one I hit will be channel 1. There, and the second one I hit will be channel 3. Then fine tune for my best picture on channel 3 and hit my store button. Run up to channel 5. Start coming up. I hit 1, 3, and 5. Fine tune on channel 5 for my best picture and hit the store. Run up to channel 7. Okay, locate where I am. I come up. The first channel I hit is channel 1, then I hit 3, then I hit 5, and then 7. Fine tune for my best picture and hit the store. You do this procedure for all of the even channels, or all of the odd channels. Then we dial up the even channels and do the exact same procedure for all of the even channels. Now the reason I chose SATCOM 3 is because it's the one most watched, most people are the most familiar with this, and it is very full of transponders. Okay, now once I have stored all of my transponder positions, I can turn my FC on, and the Luxor receiver is programmed at this time. Okay, now I'm ready to program the Luxor actuator. Now prior to doing this, refer to your satellite services listing and find an odd and an even channel that will be easily recognized on all of the satellites that you intend to program in. For display purposes, I am only going to program Galaxy 1 and Satcom 3. And I have picked channel 7 on Galaxy as an odd channel, which is CNN, easily identified, and channel 12, which is Home Team Sports. So I have an even and an odd channel. On Satcom 3, I will look for channel 4, which is FNN Sports Time, easily recognized, and MTV channel 11. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is hit the master clear function for my 9534 actuator control. This is done by punching satellite, function, 5, and the store button on the front of the actuator control. Satellite, function, 5, and store. At this time, I will get the blinking double zeros displayed on the counting output. I now want to set my westernmost limit, my lower limit. So I will go west until I am below the westernmost satellite I want to program, which for these purposes will be Galaxy 1. Okay, I'm on Satcom 3 right now, which I use to program the receiver. I start moving westward, and I'm on Galaxy now, and I will continue to move westward until I'm slightly below this point. Okay, once I have set my lower limit, I'm now ready to program in the next satellite, which will be Galaxy 1. The first thing I do is hit Satellite Other 1 to tell the actuator control that I am ready to program in a satellite, which will be termed Other 1. At this time, I put the receiver into the scan mode and manually move the actuator eastward until I locate Galaxy. Okay, I have located Galaxy by the blips being displayed on the TV set. You can see that I have located a satellite. Now remove the receiver from the scan mode, and the first thing I want to do is find a channel that I can fine-tune my east and west to. Okay. Now adjust the polarity. I'm obviously out of polarity, just long enough to get a picture. Okay, I now have a picture, so I fine-tune my east and west for the best picture. Okay, now I want to set the odd channel. I dial up channel 7, which I know is going to be CNN. Okay, I do not have CNN, so I adjust my polarity until I find CNN. Okay, once I fine-tune the polarity on an odd channel, I go to an even channel, which I've already picked out to be channel 12. And fine-tune the polarity until I find Home Team Sports. Okay, I continue to adjust my polarity until I get the best picture. And at this time, hit Store on the front of the actuator control. At this time, I have totally programmed in the position of Galaxy 1 and the polarity positions. I'm now ready to program the next satellite. This time I punch in satellite, Satcom 3, which is the next satellite I intend to program, and move eastward until I find that satellite. Again, I move eastward until I just lose picture, flip the receiver into the scan mode, and move eastward until I have Satcom 3. remove the receiver from the scan mode, fine-tune my east and west for a best picture. I then dial up the odd channel that I have predetermined, which is 11. Okay, I do not have 11 displayed here, so I must fine-tune my polarity. Fine-tune the polarity until I do have MTV displayed. Okay, once I have adjusted the polarity on an odd channel for its best position, I choose an even channel, which I've already determined that I would use channel 4 because it's easily recognized, and adjust the polarity for the best position on an even channel. Okay, once I have adjusted the polarity for the best picture, I hit the Store button again, and at this time I have programmed in the position of SATCOM 3 and its polarities. I will now go slightly above this satellite and set my upper limit, since this is the easternmost satellite I intend to program. Go eastward until I lose picture, and then to punch in my uppermost limit, you punch in function 2 and hit the Store button. At this time, I have programmed the Luxor system. If I want to recall a satellite, say a Galaxy, I punch in satellite, other 1. The green active light is lit while the control is moving. Okay, once the active light is extinguished, it tells me that I have arrived on satellite. And by the picture, you can see that I have come right onto Galaxy. The polarity is automatically controlled. I can switch to an odd channel or to an even channel and automatically adjust my polarity. If I want to, say, go to SATCOM 3 now, I punch in satellite, SATCOM 3. The green active light comes on again. I am moving. Okay, now we have arrived on SATCOM 3. I'm on an odd channel. The polarity is automatically corrected for. If I go to an even channel, it automatically brings in with the polarity correct. I can punch up any channel, and it automatically handles the polarity adjustment. At this point, I have programmed my Luxor system, and I can recall satellite functions, channel functions, polarity fine-tune functions, and audio tune functions, all from the handheld remote.
Are you confused about satellite programming guides? Are you tired of monthly inaccurate guides that are big and bulky and about as much fun to use as a city phone book? How about tabloids with hard-to-read print, incomplete movie listings that are about as easy to use as a road map? Or newspaper guides with confusing grids that fall apart in your hands? There is an alternative. OnSet, the easy-to-read, easy-to-use weekly programming guide with more movies and sports. Best of all, OnSet is only $39. That's right, 52 issues for only $39. But don't take our word for it. We'll send you a free copy of OnSet, and you can judge for yourself. And if you're a dealer, ask about our dealer program. Make your customers happy and make money. Call OnSat now. Toll free 1-800-438-2020 or write OnSat, Box 2347, Shelby, North Carolina 28150. OnSat, you've seen the rest, now try the best.
Philips Satellite TV Sales and Service, New Haven, Michigan, 313-749-9700.
Midwest Satavision Incorporated, East Moline, Illinois, 309-755-5355.
Sky Power, Downs, Kansas, 913-454-3393 days or 3857 evenings.
Johnson Enterprises, Jamestown, North Dakota, 701-252-1431.
Now we're going to be asking Dale Davenport to come back again, this time to discuss tracking of the antenna, a very important subject.
Today I'd like to go over the procedure I normally go through to track a system. There are certain angles on a mount which are very critical to have set up properly to begin with. They will get you much closer to a correct starting point. One of these angles is the angle of what we call the elevation beam. The setting up of this plane so that it is true north and south is very important also. Okay, when I set my north-south, the E-beam has to be pointing north and south. I take a compass, step back approximately 20 or 30 feet, and move around until I have the south end of my compass needle pointed directly at this pole. I then have an assistant turn the dish until this plane is as true north and south as possible. I then lock these two bolts down to hold it in place. Another angle that I mentioned that was critical is this angle here. When measuring off of the horizontal, when using the horizontal as a reference, this angle may be set to the latitude of your location. I measure off the horizontal and I set the angle to 90 minus the latitude. When measuring this angle, I am measuring off of the vertical. I am currently sitting at about 48 degrees. So I should lower this. I am at 43 degrees, 90 minus 43 is 47. So I will lower this angle to my 47. Okay, I now have it sitting at 47 degrees up from the vertical. At this point, we have adjusted our north and south plane to be correct. We have adjusted our elevation angle to be correct. And I will now adjust my azimuth adjustment. Now, in this area, I know from experience that Satcom 3 or Galaxy 1 are in the southwest direction. The way my mount is situated, if I go 45 degrees to the right of south, I will be facing southwest. This system incorporates a Houston Satellite Tracker 4, which enables me to control every feature of the system from right here. I can move the east and west until I am pointing approximately southwest. Okay, at this time I should be able to turn my equipment on and have satellite. One then scans the channels to identify which satellite he has found. I should be on Satcom 3, and now I'm on Galaxy 1. For beings I am very familiar with Satcom 3, I am going to take it eastward to Sat 3, manually scanning until I find a channel and peek to that channel. Okay, at this point, one should have a remote tuning meter which gives a relative signal strength reading. You can see as I move east and west, the level fluctuates. At this point, I use the meter for tuning. While watching the meter, I will raise and lower the dish for a peak signal. Okay, in raising it, I find that I lose signal, so I must lower the dish for a peak signal. I have now fine-tuned the azimuth adjustment and the elevation adjustment on this satellite. Satcom 1, I start out with Satcom 3 or Galaxy, one of the lower satellites, the most western satellites. At this point, I have peaked all of the adjustments on this satellite. I will go eastward until I get as far up or as far eastward as I can and still have pictures. Okay, the pictures are beginning to get a few sparkles in them, which means that I am not tracking properly. I will continue eastward until I can just barely get pictures, but I am on an upper satellite. I am on one of my upper satellites. I do not know which, but at this point it does not matter. I have pictures. I find satellite by using pictures. At this point I will use a tuning meter to get myself properly tuned into this satellite. At this point I use only the azimuth adjustment. Once I have fine-tuned that adjustment, I will check my elevation. Now this is the important step. This is the one which will tell you which way to move the entire mount and dish to get a true north and south reading. At this point, if I adjust my elevation upwards to get a stronger signal strength and therefore a better picture, I must loosen the yoke bolts and move the entire dish eastward, because I am not on true north and south. True north and south lies slightly eastward of where I am now. If I were to have to lower this elevation to get a better signal strength and therefore a better picture, I would have to turn the entire dish westward. I will now adjust my elevation and we'll see which way I am off. I am bringing the dish up, and at this point I see that I am gaining. So in moving the dish upward, I gained in signal strength. Now this tells me that I must turn the entire dish eastward. At this point, I scribe a small mark on the yoke and the pole. Where the satellites are out there are 22,000, roughly 300 miles. A small movement down here makes a big difference up there. So I would scribe a mark as a reference point and turn the system a 32nd to a 16th of an inch. Okay, I'm going to move the entire thing eastward because I had to move my elevation upward. At this point, I just return to Satcom 3 and repeak and start the process all over again. Okay, on Satcom 3, I want to tune the system using all of my adjustments. I will start using my east and west. I have pictures at this point, so I will go by the meter. I then fine-tune my elevation adjustment. Okay, at this point, I am peaked on Satcom 3. Now I will again start going eastward to the easternmost satellite I can find and redo the process. I have now made it as far as Satcom 4, and at this point I will adjust my elevation or my azimuth adjustment only. I do have pictures, so I will use the meter to adjust. Okay, I have now fine-tuned the azimuth adjustment. I will again return to my elevation and see if I am still off in my north and south or if I must correct for it. I am still finding that in raising the dish, I am gaining in picture. Therefore, I must still move the dish eastward and return to Satcom 3 and start the process over again. I repeat this process until I can go from Satcom 3 to Satcom 4 using only the azimuth adjustment, and no elevation adjustments are necessary to get a better picture. Once I have performed the sequence of peaking on Satcom 3, then going to, say, Satcom 4, moving my elevation to tell me which way I need to move for my north and south orientation. Once I have done that enough times that going from SATCOM 3 to SATCOM 4, the elevation adjustment causes me to lose in either way that I adjust it, I know that at that point I am tracking. Now I have peaked this on SATCOM 3 and I have good pictures. I will now run it to SATCOM 4 and we will make one final check to see that it is tracking properly. And at this point I do have clear pictures, which tells me that I am in fact tracking.
Hi, I'm Jim Sund. Channel Guide gets with the program.
Hi, I'm Leslie Howard.
Hi, I'm Mary Covens.
Hi, I'm Dina Newberg.
Hello, I'm Pat Hennig.
Hello, my name's Catherine Edgar.
And this is Lloyd Covens with some of the Channel Guide crew here at the 1984 Sat Expo. Channel Guide gets with the program every week, 52 times a year. And our new publication, Galaxy One, gives you the best from the new used communication satellite. Our easy-to-read grid format and our monthly updated logs. And interesting ads and information. So for your free sample to Channel Guide or Galaxy One, call now. Operators are standing by. 1-800-654-3006. That's Channel Guide, a free sample copy by calling 1-800-654-3006.
Synergy Enterprises, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, 502-737-8979.
Warner Satellite Incorporated, Elkhart, Indiana, 219-295-2296.
B&M Satellites, Glenoma, Washington, 206-497-5226.
Unlimited Satellite, Madison, Wisconsin, 608-222-3242. Everybody likes something free. Well, this is not only free, it's a great Christmas gift. Here's Jim Atkinson.
I'm Jim Atkinson, sales manager here at Caltronics. And for those of you dealers who will be attending the STTI trade show in Dallas, November 18th through the 20th, Caltronics is offering a special gift to you. Stop in at our booths or talk to the reps at the trade show and you will receive a free black and white 5-inch screen television set. Our reps there can give you the details on how you can get your television set. So see us at the STTI trade show November 18th through the 20th. We'll see you there.
Well, it's time for our industry news, brought to you with the cooperation of the news staff at Satellite TV Magazine. 2-degree spacing is in the news once again. The Federal Communications Commission has made a decision confirming 2-degree spacing of the communication satellites. The Society for Private and Commercial Earth Stations, SPACE, which announced the FCC decision, said the Commission will appoint a committee to coordinate phasing in the 2-degree spacing plan. SPACE has requested that a member of its organization be appointed to sit on that special committee. The FCC will also maintain 3-degree spacing among the major video satellites now operating, and would require mandatory cross-polarization of satellites that will be orbited under the 2-degree plan. New satellites are in the news also. Hughes Aircraft Corporation is building 2 of the new generation wide-body communication satellites for Advanced Business Communications Incorporated. The satellites, which will be launched by the U.S. Space Shuttle, will operate over the KU band and will carry 16 channels for business communications, television, and teleconferencing. The drum-shaped spacecraft are designed to fill the width of the Space Shuttle's cargo bay to take advantage of NASA's launch pricing policies. Hughes says the higher power satellites will allow users to receive signals through small, low-cost Earth terminals. The state of Indiana has announced plans to require satellite television dealers and installers to be licensed. Under the current proposal, the state would require prospective dealer installers to take a test consisting of nearly 200 questions on television and radio repair. Space has objected to the proposed test, saying that repair of television and radios has no real connection to the installation of satellite systems. Space suggests that an alternate licensing procedure would be to accept the organization's certification program as the standard for licensing dealer installers. You recall the Space certification program requires the taking and successful completion of 5 of 10 courses offered at trade shows such as at Dallas and Nashville. The important subject of zoning is back in the news. Zoning continues to appear to be the single largest threat to the home satellite TV industry, especially in urban areas. Earlier this month, the city of Kansas City, Kansas, adopted a local law covering television antennas. You'll note the phrase television antennas. Dealers in Kansas City complained that they were not aware that the proposed local law, which also covered satellite dish antennas, was even on the City Council's agenda because it was disguised under the general term of television antennas. The local law prohibits placement of dishes in front yards, in side yards, or on roofs. A Kansas City dealer said the local law was written after consultation of city officials with the local cable television franchise operator. In Charlotte, North Carolina, the local governing body is using an existing zoning law that forbids structures in front or side yards to also cover satellite dishes. The city has told at least one Charlotte homeowner that they would have to remove the dish in their front yard because it was in violation of the local building laws. The satellite system owners have filed, I should say, for a variance in that respect, but that apparently affirms the right of the city to include anti-dish zoning laws in the category of a building. The satellite system owners were advised to retain legal counsel before filing for the variance, but they decided not to. In a related development, the law may be reviewed because of a city councilman's interest in purchasing a home satellite system in that community. On that subject, we would urge all dealers to get a hold of a model zoning ordinance for introduction or at least submission to their city council or town board. This would help in the cases where people are looking for some sort of ordinance to go by. And we understand that if you should write Satellite TV Magazine, Box 2384, Shelby, North Carolina, 28151, attention Tom Stocker, you'll get such a typical model zoning ordinance. The address again is Satellite TV Magazine, Box 2384, Shelby, North Carolina, 28151. There is some movement among retail mass marketers to enter the home satellite industry. Radio Shack is test marketing a system in its 400 associate stores up in Canada, and insiders say that they're taking a long, hard look at entering the American market as well. Radio Shack of Canada is marketing a system in its associate stores under the Realistic brand name, and a complete system sells in the high $2,000 range. One of the giants of the retail industry, Sears Incorporated, is also investigating the possibility of entering the home satellite TV consumer market. Sears reportedly already has a prototype of a system that would be manufactured by one of the larger companies currently producing the home satellite systems. Panasonic is now also in the home satellite marketplace with its own line of equipment. In other industry news, the KLM Corporation was acquired by Ari Felon Company of East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. The Felon Company manufactures the Draco line of home satellite equipment. Full details of the transaction were not released by either company. And that's the industry news for today.
Here it is, a beautifully efficient Nova satellite TV receiving system, and it can be yours as the prize in Caltronic sweepstakes. The system includes a rich black M120 mesh antenna, a quality Luxor 9550 receiver, coupled with a Luxor 9534 actuator for effortless satellite selection. 2 remote Luxor eyes permit satellite and channel selection from